One of the very first questions that I ask small business owners and many other business owners is, are you ready to compete? So often people are in business and don't understand that they're in the middle of a competition. My background in sports has really taught me how to compete. And the first thing you have to understand is that you're competing. You're in the midst of a competition. Sometimes I joke, and sometimes that the starting pistol is already fired and some people are standing at the starting line tying their shoes, and their competition is already running down the road. There are rules to competition. Whether you're playing football, whether you're in business, whether you're playing something else, there are rules to competition, and the first thing is to understand the rules. What are the rules to business of how to compete? You need the best talent. You need the best equipment. You need the best strategy. All these things play into your ability to compete on the level that you want to compete on. If you have a small business and you want to compete with some of the larger businesses, you need to understand what's needed to compete on that level that you're trying to compete on. Now, if you're trying to compete with other small businesses, other things are required. You can't have an old car racing against a new car. It doesn't work. So you have to understand how to compete, and you have to make sure that you have the internal resources that make you competitive. Just because you're in business doesn't mean that you're able to compete. And just because you do a good job on a certain level doesn't mean you're prepared to compete on the next level. Because you play basketball well in high school doesn't mean you'll play basketball well in the Division I school. It's a different level of competition. So I try to work with companies and work with individuals, whether they're part of a company or whether they're owner of the company, and understanding how to compete. There's a strategy to understanding how to compete. It's just that you don't get up and I'm just happen to be the best one on the block. And that happens sometimes. When you're a kid and you run, in your neighborhood you're the best. Oh, in your city you're the best. Oh, in your county you're the best. There's going to come a time that just getting up and running, you're not the best. And that's where competition kicks in. What happens when somebody is just as good as you are? What happens when somebody puts up drywall just as good as you do? Someone does electrical just as good as you do. Someone has a business and have a business mind just as good as your business mind. Then that's when competition and your competitive nature kicks in. And you have to be willing to compete. And the ones who compete the best will win.